You're listening to another episode of the Anna Vivo podcast. Thank you for your time. Everything working okay?
Do I look okay?
You look great. Better than great. Ladies and gentlemen, sexy mama. Back on the air. The one and only time I have the privilege of interviewing my wife, sexy mama, or what do the kids call you? What?
They call me Mama Manatee.
Mama Manatee. Oh, the pain from the lips of a child. Well, we've done this once before.
We've been in the lake.
We've been in the lake.
They've seen me in a bathing suit far too many times.
Oh, recently?
Yes. So I am Mama Manatee.
Oh.
The manatee. Yes, unfortunate.
You went to the pool today with the kids and tested out Ben's new contraption. How was that, Mama Manatee? Did you feel like you were swiftly moving through the water? And do you want to describe that?
Can I have $500? Because I want one.
Because you want one. So for those listening in, welcome back, Anna Vivo Podcast. I'm your host, Tim C. Miller. My lovely wife, the second time only on the show's history, and hopefully many more. We are doing a series here of shorts where we just got through interviewing the children, which for those of you who are still listening, thank you for being dedicated and getting through that rough stretch of 3 kids with lots of pauses. But we're back, professionals on the air, and what we're talking about here are 2, and I actually don't know because I didn't see them, but Ben described them to me before, but they're like arm things with fans or propellers.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, start over.
Etch-a-sketch. We went to the pool, and Ben was there, and he's always got new contraptions. So he had these things that look like Iron Man?
Yeah, like
boosters.
Arm sleeve or something.
Yes. He's my favorite Marvel. Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's Marvel? Okay. He's my favorite Marvel, so it's just... Okay. There? Is it working now? Okay. So they're Velcro. So you Velcro them onto your arm.
Okay.
They almost look like
It's like a sleeve, but the fan's on the outside?
No. Okay. So how would I describe this?
They're called water scooters for those that are listening.
So
water scooters.
it looks like
and they got handles.
It looks like a Contigo thermos.
Oh, that's a good way to describe it.
Okay, so it looks like a Contigo thermos.
Okay.
And then you strap on like you would do a wrist guard. Kind of. So you strap on these things to your wrists and your arm, like all the way up to your elbow. So he did mine all the way up to my elbow. So they're about as long as your from the bottom of your hand, from your carpals all the way to your elbow.
Carpals
and
to
then
your elbow.
The little bones in your... Okay. And so you strap them on. And you have... after you strap them on, you put these basically triggers in your fingers. It was like the coolest thing ever. And then you go underwater. So the fan, so it's a fan. So there's an intake.
Is there a fin on it to kind of guide you?
No.
You have to angle yourself down?
No. And so that's kind of the cool part. So he had a separate contraption for that.
Oh.
So
like
there is basically like an Iron Man. Remember when Iron Man is like, he has no idea what he's doing and he's like, Jarvis, don't. Okay? Like don't hose me down.
Oh yeah.
So he's like trying out his things. Okay, so there are 2 separate things. So you have a left and a right.
Okay.
So you go underwater and then you can push, and then so it's a fan. So there is an intake. So you got to make sure there's like Eloise's hair, like not. So I think she tried it once.
That would be just.
So there's an intake, and then it fans, and so it thrusts. And if you pull it out of the water, it throws water. So it thrusts
that's
out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you could use
we were like hosing out the kids. Yeah. So we were hosing out the kids. So when you take a breath, go underwater, and then you push left and right. I did them both at the same time. So you have triggers. So it's basically an Xbox.
Okay.
except for, or it's a Nintendo Switch, because you have separate controllers, right? Nintendo Switch is separate controllers. Okay. So you have left and right, so you can push left and right to maneuver, so you don't actually have to swim. It's jet propulsion.
Right.
Propulsion? I'm saying that right? Okay. Nuclear. Oh, God. I don't even want to go there. So if you push them both, you just go straight. And then it's easy enough to, if you kick, you can turn. Like, you can maneuver them to turn. Or you can let one go.
So you kind of angle them down
push
to get you down
push around.
under the water.
Yeah, so you can go, so your hands are the steering. So you can push them left, or you can let one go.
What's the power on these things? Like, were you
he had to charge
them
them
pool to the other immediately, or is it pretty slow? Are they fast? What's the drag like? Can you breathe? I mean, it's like like water going in your mouth as you're going because it's too fast.
No. I would say it's as fast as like if you had fins, if you had paddle fins, snorkeling fins.
Okay.
Like that's probably as fast as it would go. But he said there was like a slow and medium and fast. We were using fast, and it was pretty fast. Like
so, but if I had fins on, I could go faster.
You wouldn't want to. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. To
kind of pull you along.
That moves you. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then he had another little setup where he connects them to this setup where all you're doing is you're holding on, and so you're not working the left and the right.
That's
it's
the
pulling.
Scooter part, right?
So
it's the bar, essentially, like of the scooter.
Yeah, kind of. All I can think of is, all I remember is like James Bond movies or like Alcatraz, The Rock, where they go in with like like those big diving things where you have like the whole head thing and they're just moving it's just jet propulsion. So you're holding onto the steering and you're steering, and then it's just jet propulsion. So.
Okay.
So you're basically holding on to this, I don't even know what to call it.
A scooter handle.
Yeah, scooter handle. And then it pulls you where you want to go. So you're just steering.
Cool.
So he connected it.
Did he try
to
it
this
with
mechanism
with his snorkel?
No, huh?
Okay.
I mean, the pool's too small.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see or know what the drag is like as it's pulling him and that big float.
It was pretty fast.
Yeah. Cool.
I would,
it
was pretty fast.
He can use it just to sort of glide over the reefs too, I imagine.
Yeah, this is not gliding. You're
speeding.
It was pretty fast. Yeah, it was pretty fast. But that was on the high setting though. He said that there's a low setting too.
Really,
and then you have to, and then he had to. You can charge it, so it charges. And I can't remember how, what the timing was on the charge. Maybe 45 minutes on the fast.
Okay. We call him Funkle Ben because he gets all these cool contraptions and
he gets all the cool stuff. And then makes me want to buy them.
Loving the water more and more, and that'll be fun. We have a cruise coming up in February to the Eastern Caribbean, and I think Ben is going to somehow get all of that gear out there to try it all out in the ocean. So
yeah, that's what he kept saying was, I can't wait to do this on the cruise.
Cool. All right. Well, I wanted to pick your brain tonight. You have been alive for a very few short years and have been married to me for only a handful of those as well. And of all of those years, what is a memory that sticks out to you that is super awesome, that you just keep going back to in your mind, and all the time you're like, oh, that was a good time, or that was a good experience, or that was a good trip, or that was a good gift, or that was a good whatever? Like, what's something that excites you looking back over our relatively short time
of our
together?
marriage or my life?
We can do both, but marriage preferably, because that's a harder thing, I think, to find purposeful joy in.
Okay. Lifetime would be camping.
Oh, with your dad?
Family, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, family. We did all the things. We did we did backpacking. We've done trailers. We've done every kind of camping. But it was cool because, well, back then we didn't have phones. We had like our Walkman that we were only allowed to use a few times.
Your walkie
But it was
or your Walkman like the CD player Walkman.
Oh, we had like a set. Like
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You stick it in and you like a Walkman.
Put it on your hip and put your headphones in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had the disc later, but I think camping, because it was purposeful. We had to be with family. You are there for 4 days of camping with your family, and you have to get along. Like, I have just great memories of camping and learning how to build fires and learning how to cook inside of a trailer, learning how to cook bacon over a hot campfire.
Without spilling the grease.
Without
into the
spilling
fire, camping is
probably one of my favorite memories. And I would guess that my other siblings would say the same. And then with us, I really like the times that we...
Careful, this is being recorded forever.
This
is a child... Wait, hold on. I've got something for this.
Are you bleeping me?
No.
The following episode is not okay for kids like me. Please listen to this one with discretion. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. That's cute.
Now you can say what you want.
All over. I really like the times when we're on road trips and we pull off and we find a place to swim.
Oh.
And we don't care what we're wearing or whatever. It's just
our honeymoon. You're talking about.
Is that the only time? No, it's not.
That's the only time.
We've been on many.
You're talking about without kids?
No, we've been with kids.
Oh, I thought you just said when we didn't care what we were wearing or pulled off.
Well, okay, yeah. In that discretion, yes.
Yeah.
But I like those times when it's just, let's adventure. There's no time limit. There's no, we've got to be here. We've got to be there. But
yeah,
it's a vista point. Let's go look. Something like that. So
we did do a lot of that. Part of our honeymoon was, the second half of our honeymoon was driving the 101 from Washington State down to Southern California, where I was living and going to college. And we pulled out at each little brown sign. And then we did it slowly. We took 4 days and spent the night at little Airbnbs, or they weren't Airbnbs back then.
They weren't Airbnbs.
Just bed
and
breakfast. Bed and
yeah.
breakfast. And yeah, that was fun. Yeah, pulling over alongside little rivers or ponds or whatever. And
I got naked a lot.
Okay. Good thing I had that disclaimer in there.
Skinny dipping is a thing I like to do.
During our honeymoon, yeah.
During our honeymoon, yes.
And then we immediately had Oliver, and we didn't skinny dip anymore, but we did still pull over into...
You know what they call it now?
What do they call it?
It's called Chunky Dunk.
Who calls it that?
Because I'm not skinny anymore.
Oh, is that the Mama Manatee reference?
Call it Chunky Dunk.
Oh, gross. Ugh.
Have you never heard that before?
No,
okay.
I've never heard
All
that.
right. Well,
man.
There's a new one for you.
Well, boy, oh boy.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, we are doing this late in the evening here. Okay. Well, chunky dunking we could do with the kids now. Although they may disown us at the end of this. That was good. Okay, well, that's a nice memory. That was good.
What's yours?
I was going to ask the next question. Mm-hmm. What is something you're looking forward to doing? Based on what you did with your family, based on, or that memory, and based on the memory you just brought up in our marriage, what are one or a couple things you're looking forward to in our future together, married and with our own family? And
you're going to hate this.
Oh, no. It's recorded for all time.
I want to camp more.
Ooh. And to clarify, you mean car camp more? Like what we've been doing? Or
Yeah, car camp. No, yeah, not backpacking.
okay.
Backpacking would be when they're teenagers, when they
Mhm.
can haul their own gear and not get angry.
Well, they can haul their own gear now. It's just less gear,
Not,
just smaller.
yeah, no. They need to haul their own gear. Like their own gear. All their gear. Yeah. I love camping. And I feel like with the tents that we have, I feel like I can make it down to an art where it's easy, just, hey, there's a campsite here. Let's get up and go. And I feel like I can make that plausible.
Yeah. Get your bins all organized
Yep.
in the back of the van and pull it all out and yeah. Cool.
It was such a, I mean, that was the first thing that came to mind that's a core, they call it core memories now.
Yeah.
Core memory was camping. And because we did it all of the different
car
ways.
camping. Yeah.
No,
Or
yeah,
RV
but we've done it all. We did it all the different ways. And our kids already know tent camping now, so I don't want to elevate now that they're comfortable with being in a tent and they like it and they enjoy it.
Yeah.
And they love it. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
camping.
because it's such a core memory for you, there's that hope that it could also be for our kids.
Yeah. And because we've camped so many times already that I think that already is. They know the places that we've been. They remember the places that we've been. So
And we do have some cool tents, some cool gear.
Cool tents.
And Mr. James, who likes to get us out and go camping, he just texted me, by the way, and asked if we're free in September to go again. So
I'm ready.
we're ready.
I'm ready.
Grace is ready.
Ready.
Heard it here first. Grace and the kids are ready to go. That's going to be so fun for you guys.
Oh, and you're not.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah. Tim is not a camping man
Somebody
anymore.
has to watch the dog. Oh, I'm a backpacking man. Like what I'm about to do next week, I'm really excited for. That's like backpacking. Like if I'm carrying my own gear, or I can make it, light, or I can, I'm going out to see something that you can't see by car. You have to physically hike out to it and get there. If I'm going somewhere where I can just drive up and open the trunk and vomit all my gear out on the ground and then set it all up and stay for a couple days and go back, I may as well go to a hotel. Like it, to me, the sacrifice of sleeping on the ground and getting the gear all dirty, and so much gear too when you're car camping,
That's true.
is so arduous. The reward isn't there because it's not like you're in this pristine mountain valley full of
That's true.
wildflowers with
Yeah.
glaciers all around you that took you 8 hours to get to. It's a place I can drive into it already because my car's already there. So great, I saw it. Okay, now let's go. Kind of thing. So to me, it's a lot of work setting all that up and then cleaning it all, and then especially if it's not good weather or whatever, and then
We still have stuff to clean from 3 weeks ago.
yeah, I know.
Exactly.
So I'd rather be in a timeshare or hotel or something, or my own house. But backpacking, that is fun for me because I can wrap myself in a poncho and sleep out under the stars and just love it, and go with a few items and rough it for a few days and know mentally that it's gonna suck and not be comfortable and I'm gonna be on the ground, I'm gonna be whatever. But wow, look at these stars without light pollution, or look at these mountain goats that you're not going to see from what, or look at these,
As they eat your
flag
beard
irises out on the side of the
and
thing,
eat your hair while you're sleeping.
yeah, or the notorious Northwest, what are those things called that yell at you every time you
Marmot?
marmots that yell at you every time you walk by? Rock, they just climb up on their little rocks and look at you. Yeah. Steve. Okay. Well, good. That's a good hope. I like that. That'll be fun for you guys to do. Well, this was supposed to be a short, and it has been, so I appreciate your time tonight. I know you are sick tonight, but I have to admit, your voice doesn't sound sick on air. It sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel tired.
Tired.
My throat hurts.
Your throat hurts? We can barely even hear you.
What, are you going to play something? What, are you going to play something now? What, are you going to play something now? How much closer do I have to be to this thing? How many people's lips have been on these things?
Only Kevin's.
Oh, gag. Well, not Kevin. That went way wrong. But I feel like with like every time. Okay, so this is a thing for me. Hold on.
Ben's lips have been on there.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Jessica's
lips have been.
Every time somebody gets up to like do announcements or something in church, and they use like the worship leaders' microphones. So you've seen the worship leaders, like how they all get up in the microphone's business, like they're like licking it, smooching it, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then somebody else has to use it.
Do they lick and smooch the microphone?
Have you not seen worship leaders? They're like all up in that thing. It's so gross. And then, they're like, hallelujah.
Oh my goodness, that just hurt my ears.
How are you?
Oh boy.
I'm like, this is gross. I'm not going to use this. What kind of viruses are all? Yeah, I don't want to get any closer.
Oh man. Ugh. Okay. Well, I think
that's
probably
never cleaned.
A good place to end this thing.
Gross.
Thank you, honey, for being on the air with me again. Second time in a long time. So we'll have to make this a regular quarterly event. But thank you for my listeners, as always, for putting up with the kids portion of that. I might move the kids portion to after this. And so if you haven't heard the kids portion yet, it's because we recorded them first and I post-recording decided to edit and move them at the end because it's just so... It's wonderful, but there's a lot of pausing because we're kids. They're kids. And it wasn't planned. So it's raw. But... Hallelujah. As my kids would say.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Anna Vivo podcast. We welcome your feedback and ideas. You can learn more about us by simply Googling the word Anna Vivo. This podcast is supported by listeners like you. I am a licensed real estate broker with Compass Real Estate and a nationwide real estate matchmaker. We consult with you for free, find and vet the right real estate professional that specializes in the area and niche you need, are paid by that professional, and they get clients like yourself who want and need their unique specialty or winning track record. If you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell real estate anywhere in the U.S., don't simply web search the highest paying advertiser. Let us use our licensed experience to find and vet the real and best professional for you. It costs you nothing but a phone call or email with me, and has saved my clients financially and emotionally. I'd be honored to serve, and you can reach me direct by email at tim.c.miller@outlook.com. And as always, to God be the glory.